All right, welcome to episode 47 of the interview series. My name's Adam Kemp, aka the Realtor for Hoopers. Today's guest is a graduate from Junction City High School in Kansas and the founder of the Gold Boys Foundation, Julian Rose.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, man, for sure.
I also did graduate from high school, guys that are watching. Right? I graduated Ottawa University in 2015.
I love it.
Every time I flick the wrist, you can bet that it's a switch. Realtor for Hoopers, welcome to the main event. I'ma give the people what they ask for. Whole squad moving like a task force. We move with military precision, accomplishing any mission. In 2020 division, just don't see no competition, don't see no opposition. We on top of the game, we not one and the same. I'm Stephen Curry, the range, I Allen out with the cross. I'm Kobe Bryant, the fade, I'm one that's calling the plays. Now what else more can I say?
Well, the question we start everyone off with is, tell us your basketball story.
So my basketball story, it started off at a young age, man. I'm the youngest of three brothers. We're each a year apart. Okay. So yes, it was a really competitive household growing up.
Where are you? You're the youngest?
I'm the youngest.
Okay.
Yes, I'm the youngest.
So you got your butt beat every day.
Yeah. Until I got a little older and I was the same size as my brothers to where I could compete. But yeah, it was a really competitive household. I say since about the age of 7 or 8. We was always playing basketball. My dad would have us at the park somewhere or something like that. Yeah. And then in middle school is really when we started to take it really, really serious. And we was at the rec every single day. Gotcha. As you know, back in those days, we didn't have trainers like they do nowadays, right? So we would see something on TV and then go outside and mimic it, or get in the gym and you know, try to mimic it, you know. And then
or some old head told you how to do something or something like that.
Exactly. So yeah, been playing basketball, you know, since I can remember. My brothers were always playing basketball as well. Okay. So my oldest brother got into a little trouble when he was in high school at the age of 16 and had to go through a little jail time. Okay. My middle brother, Julian Rose, he was a senior and he was going to go to the same college. My brother got out of jail. Okay. Got a bachelor's, end up getting a basketball scholarship to go to Barton County Community College in Kansas. It's in Great Bend, Kansas. So he was there for a year already. My middle brother was going to go there after his senior year. Okay. And then I had dropped out of school as a junior in high school. Okay. And had my GED already. So the coaches found out that there was a third one, me, and it was like, hell, bring him on too. Okay. So we all went to Barton in 2003. Okay. And at the time, we was number 1 in the nation. We had a lot of college coaches coming in there and recruiting us and stuff. We had a big man that should have went to the NBA, but he kind of a charge.
Is that D2? Barton College is D2?
Barton College is JUCO.
JUCO. Gotcha.
D1 JUCO. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we was number 1 in the nation for a while. Had some really good players to go to Division I basketball and stuff. My middle brother went Division I. I redshirted my first year. I actually broke my ankle my first year. Okay. So I redshirted. I was only 17. Started my second year at Barton. Right. I was a captain of my team, but ended up getting my wife pregnant and at the age of 18, and I dropped out of college. Okay. Stopped going. Figured I needed to provide and put some food on the table and stuff and provide for a family. Yeah. Wasn't the smartest idea as I got older, right? I was young and making dumb decisions and whatnot. And a lot of distractions off the court. But so yeah, I had my daughter, dropped out, and then I ended up going back to the same college at the age of 27. And I tried out for the team. I was pretty fat, you know, out of shape, just eating everything under the sun, you know. But I went back, tried out at the age of 27, made it. I had to play center in order for me to play on the team. Wow. Yeah, so I played center that year. I had a pretty good workout routine and regimen. Now I was able to apply myself a lot better because I was older, right? Yep, older, more mature. More mature, and you know, had a purpose. You know, my kids. So played there for 1 year, and then I transferred to Ottawa University, where I finished my last 2 years because NAIA does not have a age limit to when you could go to school.
Oh, okay.
So that's when I transferred there, did 2 years there. I was an All-American there my last year. Could have played some overseas ball, some professional ball, but decided to hang it up. I was kind of over the process, and wanted to pay it forward and give back to the kids and be in my kids' life. So
that's awesome, man.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's cool. Well, I've known you for a while, and I just learned some things about you. So it's awesome. That's why I like asking that question.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, like I said in the intro, you are the founder of the Gold Boys Foundation. And so I guess I would like you to kind of talk to us about the heart behind that. And then second part of that question is kind of what you guys are up to now and all that.
Okay. Well, Gold Boys, yes, Gold Boys, it actually started as a clothing line in 2017. Me and my buddy Mitch started that off as a clothing line. We had a storefront on Colfax, and we was just selling streetwear clothes.
Okay.
Right. COVID happened afterwards. We shut that down, and we focused more on online. But after, a while, we kind of let it go, and it transitioned to what it is now, which is a nonprofit foundation, a youth basketball nonprofit foundation. The heartbeat, but to the foundation is obviously the kids.
Yep.
Been doing it for 3 years now. We have about 4 or 5 teams all the way from 3rd grade up to 8th grade.
Okay.
We practice 2 or 3 days out of the week. We have a skills and development day, and then we usually have 2 tournaments every single month. I wanted to make it a nonprofit. That way, underprivileged kids that can't afford to be on a club level team,
which is expensive.
Yes, it is expensive. They have an opportunity to be on the team. We give them scholarships. We travel. We've been to Vegas, Cali.
Who are you competing against?
They have some tournaments like Bigfoot hoop tournaments and stuff like that in Las Vegas or in California.
Okay.
So we'll just get in one of those tournaments and not try to chase.
Like against other foundations or who?
Against other club level teams.
Got it. Okay.
Yep, against other club level teams.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep, okay. Yep. So yeah, that's what we do. I'm not chasing the circuit and wanting to be in a circuit right away because I believe that it doesn't matter about getting that exposure for the kid until they're about to go into high school.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I would agree with that.
So, and then also, you run up against a bunch of people that on the road, in Cali and Texas and stuff like that, these kids that's reclassed, right?
Yeah. To
where they're 15, but they're in the 8th grade or something like that. So it's tough to compete against those kids.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, I think a lot of the seriousness that trainers and strength and whatever bring to kids that are 8 years old is a little, I think, can be unnecessary. Because I think at that age, you should just be able to be a kid.
Right.
And enjoy the game. And don't get me wrong, you can get better and work hard as a kid and whatever, but it doesn't have to come with the level of expectations that are put on some of these kids at such a young age. And then once you get to middle school or high school or whatever, when you start seeing that this actually may be an option going forward for you, then I think that's when we start putting some seriousness on it and some expectations and a schedule and some discipline on it. But like at some point when you're a little kid, like sports should be fun, be part of a team,
right?
Provide a foundation for your life,
for sure,
like a schedule, things like
discipline, routine.
Exactly. Like it doesn't need to be like, man, if you can't hit 60 out of 100 jumpers, then you need to get back in it tomorrow. Like
I agree.
Like I get that, but like there's a balance and all that. I wish that we would find more as in basketball now.
I totally agree, but it's such a business now, right? It's such a money grab that I even think that AAU ball is kind of messed up in the sense to where you have kids that are chasing to be on a club team, when really they should still be playing in a recreational setting, and opposed to be playing club
for sure.
For
sure. Well, you said a little bit, you alluded to it earlier, but I would love to get your take on just reclassifying in general.
So reclassing. So I think back in our day, Adam, there was always those prep schools to where we always knew that you can go to a prep school that 5th year, right? Well, now you have these kids that, parents don't think they're ready or their body hasn't developed enough yet. So if they're 15 years old, then they'll hold them back, 2 grades So that's what you're up against when you play in the circuit or whatever, because
Yeah.
that's the rule,
Yeah.
right? That you could be a 7th or 8th grader and be 15.
Yes.
And as long as you don't turn 16 before the championship game or something that, you could turn 16 the day after. So I think that it's messing up the game, man. And also it's giving kids a sense of false hope that are the older kids that get reclassed.
Yeah.
And I think it could set them up for failure, because if they don't succeed at this sport, then what position is it going to put them in life mentally?
Yeah.
If they, if they fail and don't make it to the NBA or NFL per se, then I think it can really, really derail them mentally on whatever goals they're trying to achieve in life.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. I guess and this is a little bit of old head, get off my lawn a little bit, but it seems like more and more the youth players, if there's adversity in their career, whether it's in the high school or whether college and you have, you didn't get the NIL money or the transfer portal or whatever, you just find another spot that's better for you rather than having to figure out how you can make that spot better for you, your current spot.
Correct.
Where, hey, this coach isn't giving me any playing time. I'm just going to enter the transfer portal and go find somewhere else rather than earning that spot that, you have to.
Exactly.
And so like reclassifying seems like, and if you're an incoming freshman and either you don't have the size or the skills or the whatever, maybe you just should work. You need to either work harder or, just try to earn your spot, or you got to figure out some other place to go for your life.
Yeah.
Maybe basketball is not your thing.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Eventually, just because basketball, there's so much money in basketball, it's the flip side from a size perspective. You don't see any 7-foot horse jockeys because at some point they realize this ain't for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so just because that just may not be for you, basketball may not be for you, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's another spot you can play or whatever, but at some point you're just going to have to earn something, whether it's in high school, college, and whatever. And so sometimes whether it's reclassifying and stuff like that I think it robs the opportunity for these kids to learn what they're actually capable of by working hard.
I agree.
I mean,
that's well said.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, something else that we talk about a lot is kind of brand building.
Yes.
And so I guess, what is something, I guess to put it simply, what is something that you think athletes and non-athletes should know, or what's important about building brands?
I think what they should understand is the most important is brand building is all about storytelling, right? It's being able to tell your story, right? And it's easier for an athlete to tell their story because they are the story, right? A non-athlete, I think they should understand storytelling, and how to give a message behind the brand, whatever they're trying to push. There has to be a message behind your brand. Even when I was first started making clothes, I'm like, oh, y'all don't like this, look at this. And I had to figure out that whatever piece of garment I'm selling, I had to tell a story. There had to be a story behind it. That's why there's a name, right? And then that helps you guide you on how to market the garment that you're selling.
Absolutely.
Right. So I think that that's what's most important for kids. I think with social media, nowadays it's so easy and a lot easier to reach the people and the masses. So, if they learn how to tell a story well and, give out their message to the world, I think people will gravitate to it a lot more.
For sure. And I think connected to that storytelling is telling the story of if you're an athlete, tell a story about you. Let people to get to know you.
Yes.
Even if it's social media, we live in a very digital world. People still connect to the person, not the brand or the whatever. They connect to the actual, whether it's just your daily life or something like that. Just to look into your world, people love that.
Yes.
For where that's not as easy, if it's a big company, if it's a whatever, tell the story about your company, your brand, and why it's your baby and all of that. Like, that is what people, I think, connect to more than, hey, your logo looks cool. Like, there's some of that, but there's just like, I like this brand because I know that person.
Yeah.
Or so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So,
but also you just said you like this brand because of this person. I think that works good for athletes, but I think you kind of have to detach yourself from that if you're just trying to start a clothing brand.
Yeah.
You want somebody to perceive your brand, without thinking of your face.
Yes,
right.
I agree with that.
Because if somebody doesn't like me personally, right, then they're going to say, "Oh, that Go Boy stuff is crap," you know. But if the brand has a message and somebody can perceive your brand and it stands alone on its own, I think somebody can, connect with it and it can resonate with them without your face.
I love it. Yep. Cool.
So,
all right. So, excuse me. So I'm going to go back to a question I just forgot, but the next question for you is, I know you take pride in defense.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I want to have a little bit of basketball debate with you.
Okay.
Is give me your top 3 NBA defense for the guard and wing position. So I don't want any bigs.
Guard and wing. Guard and wing.
So like the guard and wing defender. So someone's guarding their 1 through 3, or something like that. But so don't give me don't give me Hakeem Olajuwon in this. So you got to give me something top 3 guard. And
okay.
Wing. And if I have something different, I'm gonna tell you.
Okay. No particular order.
No particular order. Okay.
So I'm gonna go with Gary Payton.
Okay.
The glove for sure.
Yep.
I think that a lot of people sleep on Kobe Bryant's defense.
Yep.
Okay. Just because his offense was so good that it kind of overshadowed his defense.
Yep.
But he was a lockdown defender
for sure,
too, man.
Yep.
And I had to do some research. Kobe Bryant has the most all defense nominations out of any other guard in the NBA history.
Wow.
Okay. He has 12. 9 first team, 3 second team. Okay.
Okay.
My third is kind of going to be a sleeper guy, man, but he was a dog, and I think that defense was his identity.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with Tony Allen.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So my 3 were Gary Payton.
Okay.
For Gary Payton, because he was the first guy that, I guess, growing up that I remember that was like, he came up, his nickname was the glove.
The glove.
Like,
for a reason.
He was the first guy that, like, I was like, he really prides himself on defense. Like, the first guard wing that I remember that was like, nobody wants to be guarded by that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Allen, because if you ask a lot of guys during his generation, the guy, like if you ask Kobe or T-Mac or whoever, the guy they hated for them to be guarded by was Tony Allen.
For sure.
Because he just was relentless and just, I love that guy's tenacity for it. My third was, if you could just bottle up his prime and before he got hurt and all that, is Kawhi Leonard.
Okay. I agree with that.
He's just so long and his hands are so big and whatever. It just seemed like sometimes it just did not matter. If he was locked in, you were not.
Like he was a magnet. Just right there. Everywhere you go, he's just there. I agree. That's a good one.
All right. So the question I wanted to get back to is, along with Gold Boys, you also have a produce company.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So tell me about how that got started and what, how we get connected to that and all of that.
For sure. So, produce company is called Juicy Produce. I've had that for 3 years now. How it got started, how it came about is I was working for a produce company called Fresh Guys.
Okay.
Fresh Guys, they focus on delivering to high-end restaurants. So they're B2B. Okay. So while I was working at Fresh Guys as a delivery driver, I came up with the idea of being able to offer quality produce to the community.
Okay.
Right. I was tired of going to grocery stores and going through pick through produce and stuff like that. So I came up with that idea. I wanted to deliver direct to consumer. Okay. So I did a little research about apps that would allow me to put in my catalog, right? And people could put in their orders and whatnot. So I found an app called Blue Cart that enabled me to do that. Okay. So that's when I started doing that, and I offer 3 optional boxes: a fruit box, a veggie box, or a mixed box, right? And I deliver them weekly. Each box has 10 to 15 items in it, and it's a $45 box. But every single week, I change the items that are in the box. Okay. So it's kind of could be like subscription based, but on Blue Card, it doesn't have to be, because let's say you're out of town for a week and you're not going to be there to get your box. I don't want you to waste that money and deliver that box. So you could opt out. You don't have to check the box to subscribe. So yeah, you can find me on Blue Card, Juicy Produce. You can just sign up for the app. It's free. And it'll allow you to see my entire catalog. It'll send me an invite, and I'll have to accept it in order for you to be able to see the prices that are on the app.
And you also are on social media and things like that.
Yep.
So
Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff, and Google as well. Yep.
So, and Julian is famous for every time we ever run. And every run, he shows up with a big box of produce that he offers the whole crew. So it's very much appreciated.
Yeah, no problem, man.
All right. So two more questions. Second to last question is whether you've said it, kind of throughout this interview, or you just want to make sure people know. But what is one thing you want to make sure people take away from your story?
Trust the process and never hold a grudge on yourself or what a coach thought that you could or couldn't be. I think a lot of people and kids I see, they have bad body language and stuff like that on the basketball court, and we live in such a fast-paced world to where kids want to fit in, and they're influenced mainly by their peers more so than their adults. So I think kids shouldn't hold a grudge on not making this team or this cool crew not allowing you to be a part of it or those sorts of things, because that makes you hold hatred in your heart and in your mind and make you think that you're not good enough to do something. So that's the takeaway that I want kids to take away from this, is that, trust the process. Don't be afraid to fail. Aim high.
Hell yeah.
I think some kids nowadays don't set the bar high and don't set a goal that high because they're scared to fail.
Yep. And I love it. The two things I'll add on to that is, if you don't aim high, then you never actually know what you're capable of. Like if you just kind of stay in what's comfortable, you don't actually know how good you could be.
Yeah.
And I had a coach one time tell me when I didn't make a team, he's like, just tell yourself they don't know yet. If you didn't make that team or whatever, it's not a hatred thing. They just go, they don't know yet. You get back to work, and that someday they'll find out.
I love it.
So that's good. All right, Phil, sometimes this last question is the hardest question to ask, but you got to pick one thing. And what is your favorite thing about hoop?
Ooh, just one thing. I'm compete. I'm a competitor, so I love to compete. I love for somebody, a challenge, right? And, somebody to tell me that I'm not doing good. I'm a trash talker. But I think that is to motivate me more so than to insult or humiliate the other person. It's to motivate me to make sure that I'm on my A game and I'm giving it my all. So yeah, I would say competing, but I also love the sound of the net, the squeaking of the shoes, the way the ball bounces, everything. I love the game of basketball.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's a beautiful game.
Yeah.
All right, Julian. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Every time I flick the wrist, you can bet that it's a swish. Realtor for hoopers, welcome to the main event.